Hey, I'm Rob from Jaodae. You're listening to the Brutally Delicious podcast.
One, two, three, four. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast.
Well, thanks for joining us. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it as well.
You guys are up in Toronto, is that right?
We are. We both live in Toronto, and our bassist that we just brought on, he's a St. Catherine'ite. But St. Catherine'ite? He's from St. Catharines.
Okay.
St. Catharines, Ontario.
I don't know Canada much. Is that far?
It's about an hour away. It's more towards Niagara Falls.
Oh, okay. So not too far.
Yeah.
Excellent. Rena, you want to jump in? You want me to take it away?
Go ahead. I'm trying to get oriented here.
All right. So let's talk. How do you pronounce the band name so I don't butcher it?
Oh, that's a good question.
I want you to guess first, and then I'll tell you.
I'm going to say Jaodae.
Bang on.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I was gonna go like Jaodae, which would have been
that's common, but a lot of people second guess themselves and they actually get it right. No, you're dead on. It's a reference to Twin Peaks. I don't know if you've seen that show. The most recent season has.
Never heard of that show. Like
Also, I want you to know, Roberto, that I'm right, like you said, as usual. I'm usually right most of the time on the show.
I believe it.
Or most of the time.
in life.
In life, right. Usually
Good.
right.
I think that's the bank.
Tell us more. You got it from Twin Peaks?
Yeah. So there's the this evil entity that's always referred to as Judy. And then in one random episode in the most recent season, David Lynch's character refers to it by the ancient name Jaodae. And there's no real right way to spell it. So we kind of just came up with our own phonetic way of like what we think it might be. And everyone gets it wrong and we don't really care too much. It's the fun is like hearing the different pronunciations, and there's really no wrong answer, I would say, because it's made up anyway.
Except Rena's answer.
Exactly.
Yeah. Except my answer, which was not only wrong, but also stupid, you know. No, that's kind of cool. It's more exciting than if you would have called your band Log Lady.
Right. Yeah. Log Lady.
It's still cool.
Log Lady.
You know? Log Lady.
Yeah, or
Lady with log, you know.
Yeah. No, I mean, we had when we were coming up with band names, we had a couple other references, like we were just going to call it like the Black Lodge or something, but it sounded a little too, I don't know, on the nose, I guess. So
Exactly.
something a little more obscure. I think it fits our style a little better.
Sorry.
Nice one, Bruce. What the fuck?
So for those not familiar with the band, can you give us the 2-sentence elevator pitch?
Sure. We are an instrumental progressive metal band, and we like to play around with weird structures and time signatures, but at the same time keeping it heavy.
Okay, fair enough. What is it like? What's your writing process like? Do you guys both write together? Or now you're going to be writing together with the bass player as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So when it was just the two of us, we would just spitball back and forth with each other. We both use this program called Guitar Pro, where you can tab out a guitar tab and stuff and send files back and forth. So that's how we would start, and then bring it into the jam space and see what works, what doesn't. So it's very democratic and pretty 50-50. And now our bassist Justin can also write too. So we have a third level of input, which is going to be great.
So what is this going to be like in the live setting? Because it's pretty complicated and pretty, for lack of a better word, all over the place, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, so when we were a two-piece, it was definitely tough. It was we basically kind of stripped our tracks down to like their core, their essence, without all the layering that you might hear in the tracks. Now that we have a bassist, it's helpful because we can do a little bit of counterpoint between bass and guitar. But it still is, when we play live, a more stripped down version of our tracks. But we incorporate as much as the layers as we physically can with just 3 people. In terms of like the playing style and the difficulty of it, it's like, it's just practice, right? It's something that we've just had to, force the muscle memory of to get it good, really.
Right.
But half of that work is done in the songwriting process, I think, because we're just like, we're going over and over these riffs and hooks and stuff, and really refining as we write, and in the practice of doing that, getting good at it, really.
Right. Okay. So the single, here we go again with the pronunciations, but Porco Cane?
Close. It's Italian, actually. It's porco cane. Yeah.
So
I'll give you a 0.5 credit for that.
come on, I get a mulligan for that, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm always right. That's a mulligan.
Okay, mulligan.
What's been the response to it so far?
Response has been good, and actually, it was the single off of the EP that we just released on Friday. So we had released that single as a precursor to the EP,
right.
And people have been into it. We've had a lot of good feedback on, just like, people often we're a newer band, so people don't know what to expect when they click on our music, and I think the common theme that we're hearing is people are always just surprised to hear where the track goes, because I think the standard of our songwriting process is we start with the hook. We need something really hooky to draw you into wanting you to listen to more. But then once you're past the hook, we kind of like to go off the rails a bit and just keep it interesting. Really, that's kind of our modus operandi, if you will.
Okay, Rena.
So what is it about the whole, like, going down the instrumental path? Singers too difficult as people, or what was the thing?
I think mostly it's because we just really didn't have anything lyrical to say that couldn't be said musically, really. Neither of us are singers. Well, actually, Justin, it's funny. So we all, the 3 of us, we all went to the University of Windsor together here in Ontario, and we all were in like a little garage, like deathcore band together, just jamming, because we were some of the only guys in our program that were like metalheads and like knew how to play instruments. Mm-hmm. So I used to play bass in that band. Our bassist used to do vocals in that band, and Spencer, as always, used to play drums. So there is some vocal experience within the band, but yeah, like I said, there's nothing lyrically that we're like needing to get out there. We are just more focused on trying to keep the listener's attention just through melody, through harmony.
Do you feel like it's more difficult to keep their attention without the traditional lyrics, chorus and break and that sort of thing?
It's definitely a challenge, but we have had good feedback of people who've been like, yeah, you have no lyrics, but I am with it 100% of the way. Like I'm always listening to the next riff because I want to know what comes next. So I think, when we're approaching the writing of the songs, we do have that in mind, that the fact that we can't just rely on like verse chorus structure. We have to keep the listener guessing, keep them on a new thread. But at the same time, you need repetition, of course. You need to draw back to some
familiar
central theme. Yeah. Right. So that you can stay on course. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys planning on taking this on the road? Oh, I'm sorry, Rena.
Yeah, I'm not done with this first. No, but that's interesting, like how you described it, as in like that you don't have things you want to say,
Mhm.
So it's not like you then don't sort of see the voice as an instrument as it is, because Lord knows there are bands out there that have nothing to say.
Right.
And feel the like vocal part of it is important.
Mhm.
And also not just the bands who think that, but like for me personally as a vocalist and a lyricist, it's fascinating that there are a vast amount of people who listen to music but couldn't give two shits about what it says in the song. Like lyrics are completely meaningless. Even though they're there, they don't pay any attention to that. So what's your take on that?
Well, yeah, for me it's two things. One is when I listen to music, I'm usually listening to the music first and then the vocals and lyrics second. Just that's how I have always approached music. That's how just my way into music, but everyone's different. I think vocals are a very powerful instrument. But I think so. The second thing is that we're a bit picky about like the vocal style that we would want to fit with our music, because we don't even know what that would be really. We haven't tried anything out before, and I think it stands on its own well enough at the moment that we just haven't had that craving to bring that extra instrument in, and if we're lacking that range that the vocalist provides, we try to fill it in with something else.
Okay.
Gotcha. Good answer. Now it's your turn, Bruce.
Now it's my turn. Are you guys planning on taking this out on the road? Is that something in the cards?
Absolutely, yeah. We're hoping this summer to get some stuff rolling. Hopefully, some cross-province stuff getting into Quebec, because we've only ever gigged within Ontario so far, but we definitely like to go to other parts of the country, maybe south of the border. That's maybe a little more down the line.
Right.
Yeah, I'm a new father. I have an 11-month-old, so it's been something to navigate.
Oh yeah, congratulations.
Oh, thank you very much.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. Are you getting any sleep?
I'm getting some. I'm getting enough to function. It's lower quality, of course, but it's no. So yeah, the juggling of life, work, and music is something that all of us in the band are trying to maintain. But yeah, like we may not do any like big like long tours anytime in the immediate future, but it's something on the bucket list for sure.
Okay. So, Rena, you got anything else?
No, I'm just like, oh, baby smell.
I do have something.
It's in there, but when they're clean, they just like smell their head, and so
Yeah.
I wasn't like this at all before I had my own kid. You know, they were like, hold my baby. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
But then it all changes when you get your own, and you're
Yeah.
suddenly like invited to this completely different bubble of reality,
Yeah,
where
absolutely.
it's kind of it also applies to dogs, you know, that you don't pay attention to all the dogs walking on the street until you have a dog, and suddenly it becomes like a part of your life,
Right.
and it changes like the levels of your reality. But that's
Yeah.
awesome. I know the struggle of trying to juggle all of that. It's not easy, but it's totally worth it, and I promise you it does get easier when they get bigger.
It's good to know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we're going to jump gears here for a second. This has nothing to do with the band, but it's something we like to do to play little games. It does well on social media. So if you hang on 1 second, I'm going to show you a picture.
Okay.
Yes, I was going to ask, like, Bruce, do we still have those?
Yes, and I've got a really good one. I don't even think Rena's seen this one. I need you to tell me what's going on in the picture in that frame and what's next.
And please describe the picture
Yeah.
in detail. What do you see? Because some people do not watch this.
And you're going to hate me after you see it, but here we go. You ready?
Oh God.
What's happening there?
Oh my goodness. All right, let me take this in. So there's a lot going on. This is a cartoonish drawing of a nude man on a raft in the middle of an ocean, facing the sun that is a tennis ball. he's got a dog on the raft with him too, a little guy. The man's thinking about hot dogs with a thought bubble sort of thing, and the dog is thinking about his doghouse. There's a faraway ship, it looks like. So I guess they're stranded. So I think what would happen next is I think the man wants to turn this dog into food so he can survive on the raft. And the dog is thinking, maybe I can make a house out of his corpse when he dies.
Nice. So what's
Best I could do.
What's the next frame then? Assuming this was a movie, what's next?
Oh, I think the dog wins. I think the man can't bring himself to make a meal out of the dog, so he lets the dog
Build a house out of his corpse?
Yeah, take refuge.
I love it. That's super dark and super great.
Yes, it is. And I'm just surprised that the dog looking at the dude and the hot dog picture gave you sort of no. It's like, dude is naked. I remind those who are not
Yes,
watching this.
and perhaps bloodied too. I think he's a little injured. So
I didn't even think of that. That could be. I was thinking sunburn from the tennis ball.
Oh, yeah, the tennis ball sun is getting to him. But either way, I don't think he's long for this world.
But why do you think he's covering his junk? What would it matter?
Yeah, maybe he thinks the dog has the same idea as him. That the dog wants a tasty wiener too. So
Totally. But why do you think the sun is a tennis ball?
that must come from Salvador Dali, surrealist inspiration. That's all I could say. It's metaphor for something, but I couldn't tell you what.
Awesome.
Do you think the dude is? Why did you take the picture down? But
I thought we were done.
No, we're not. He didn't even tell us what's happening next.
I think he did though. He said he's going to make a corpse out of his.
The dog wins. The dog.
Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Come on.
I still have a question though. Do you think that's why he's not like hailing the ship in the horizon? It's because he's afraid to expose his hot dog to the dog. You know what I mean?
That's a good point. Yeah, and the water is also choppy, mind you. That's something to note, that the waves are crashing up on the raft. I think he doesn't want to get too much motion going on this thing, so he's got.
So wait, Rena, are you saying modesty over trying to be saved?
No, I think don't bite my penis off over, wait for the ship. Because, I think, to me, this is like, the man is thinking that dog right there is going to think my penis is a tasty wiener, as Roberto eloquently put it, while the dog is actually just thinking about his doghouse and like wanting to have his awesome yard life with his family. And he's just too afraid to do it. What the tennis ball is, I have no idea. But I also have, a theory that there is something lurking in the water, because on the left side, we see the waves that are crashing onto the raft. But on the right side, there's a bit of a twirl.
Oh, that's true.
The surface is like disturbed because something is going on underwater, which could give us all sorts of Freudian, like, connotations to this pictures. Because of the wiener, and probably it's his mother singing, swimming under the raft, diving there. That's my take on this.
I'm fairly certain when you decided to do this podcast, you didn't think you were going to be talking about wieners and dog houses.
I'm up for anything, anytime, anywhere. So I'm all good.
So what do you guys have planned next then? I know you said you're a new dad and you've got a new bass player. Any local shows on the agenda?
Yeah, we are playing in Guelph, which is also in Ontario, April 1st at the Red Papaya. And after that, we're lining up stuff for late spring, early summer. And then as in terms of music, we're going to have more new music coming down the pipeline after the EP. So yeah, lots going on.
Are you guys like continuously writing?
Well, so what? Well, yes, we are. We actually we kind of, whenever someone has an idea, we just throw it up in our shared Google Drive and then try it out when we have time. But we have about a year ago, actually more than a year ago, we recorded quite a few tracks. So we've released 3 for the moment as an EP, but there will be more to be released that will be announced soon.
And if fans or viewers or listeners want to get a hold of you, how do they find you guys?
Yeah, we are on Instagram, Jaodae Metal. We're on Facebook as well. You can find us streaming on all streaming sites and digital downloads on Bandcamp.
All right. Awesome. Thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate your time.
Thank you. Nice to talk to you both.
Good luck with the EP and good luck with being a new parent.
Appreciate it.
Exactly. Yeah. You have a good day and good luck with everything.
You too.
We'll see you, my friend. Take care.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Ciao.
Hello out there.
Yes, hello out there, everyone. I'm Hal Schwartz.
And I'm Flynn McLean. Together we host None But the Brave, a podcast dedicated to the music and career of Bruce Springsteen.
Bruce and E Street Band are on tour right now for the first time in 6 years, and we're taking a detailed look at what's happening on stage in our bi-weekly episodes.
We've also been recently joined by some very exciting guests, including rock journalist Warren Zanes and Stephen Hayden, Backstreet's Magazine founder Charles Cross, and Barstool's Kirk Minahan.
If you're a diehard Springsteen fan, this is the show for you.
So please subscribe to None But the Brave on your favorite podcasting platform, and we hope to see you further on up the road.
Thank you so much. We'll be seeing you.